Maximizing efficiency in all weather conditions, the MSR WindBurner stove is an innovative new system that is changing the game for canister stoves. Let's take a look. I'm gonna take the stove apart and show you what comes with it and the final setup once you get everything put together. So it comes with this plastic lid. You can just take that off. You've got a canister stand or a fuel canister stand that comes with it as well. Then the stove itself is in there upside down. And you've also got a nice little soft cleaning cloth in there too. So that comes down, gives some protection for the cup and for the burner head of the stove. And on the bottom, we've got a nice plastic measuring cup. So those are the pieces. You can use a 4-ounce MSR IsoPro fuel system or fuel canister system. It will nest in the pot with the contents, but it doesn't come with the system. You have to buy it separately. So I've got one here just so we can show the whole setup. So taking the stove and setting it up, you want to kind of release the fuel lever there and screw this on to the actual burner head. So the fuel and the stove will go together nicely. You just want that hand tight. You don't want to make it too tight. You could damage the threads and create a problem for yourself. So just make that, hand tight and you'd be good to go. Again, we've got that canister stand. So if you're on an uneven surface or somewhere where you need a bit more stability, the canister stand will go pretty easily right onto the fuel canister there. It provides a nice wide base. Then you've got your stove and canister set up. You can just take your cup or your pot and put it right in there, and it nests in there pretty nicely. So you get a nice stable hold with all the contents. And then the lid goes back on top. And that's the setup for the MSR WindBurner. So we're gonna go through the features of each different piece and what we've got going on with the system here. The burner is the big story on the WindBurner stove, hence the name. So we've got a radiant burner here that's gonna allow for maximum heat exchange. It's a really wide burner head, and it's not a traditional burner where it's just blasting, a flame into the aluminum pot or cup. So it's got this really wide burner head, really nice radiant heat, and it's got a really cool integrated windscreen that's gonna block all those nasty winds and even cold temperatures or rains from getting in and potentially harming the flame. Around the bottom here, you've got all these air ports, which are gonna allow it to get the necessary oxygen. Since it is blocked by most wind, it still needs the oxygen to burn. Those ports down there are gonna allow for that air to get through. You've got the nice nozzle here that's gonna allow for maximum fuel, or you can dial it back if you need to. But this stove was designed to boil water and boil it quickly in all kinds of conditions. So keep that in mind. It's not necessarily meant to be a simmering type of stove. It does have a built-in pressure regulator, which allows the canister stove to perform well in all climates. Moving up to the cup, we've got a nice integrated heat exchange ring on the bottom of the cup. It's, similar to some heat exchangers I've seen, but a little different in the way that it's designed. It's gonna allow some really good heat to work in comparison and in unison with the burner and heat up that water and boil it really quickly. Again, while protecting it from the elements. It's gonna nest very easily with the pot here. And you can see there's no way that any foul weather is gonna get into that burner. It is completely protected, which is a really nice feature of this stove. And in order to get it to nest in properly, MSR incorporates these little kind of ports at the bottom here. There's a lot of them, and there's these two kind of little beads, 2 or 3 little beads on the burner itself, and it will just sit in, and you give it a little twist, and it locks into place. And you can kind of pick up and carry the system to wherever you need to take it. So it's a nice feature there. On the inside of the cup, we do have a few measuring lines, so you can see exactly how much water you've got inside. So nice feature there. It is an anodized aluminum, so it's nice and lightweight, really durable, and it's not gonna, break down over a long period of time. So really good system there. You've got a nice handle on the side, so if you do have some hot liquids in there, you can pick that up without fear of burning yourself. And it's also got this nice insulated little koozie around the outside. So again, you can pick this up without fear of burning your hands. And up to the top lid, it's a BPA-free lid, just a nice plastic lid. You do have a pour spout on one side and a strainer portion on the other. So if you were cooking noodles or some type of food in the stove system, you can strain that, drain the water without actually pouring out the contents. So that's a pretty nice feature there as well. And again, that top lid is designed to work with the bottom measuring cup. So the bottom cup that comes on the stove has some measuring lines on it as well. But you can use these two together to create kind of a drinking cup or a food bowl if you want to. So they integrate together as well and make a nice little addition to the system. So those are all the pieces of the MSR wind boiler stove system. Now I'm gonna take the stove apart and show you how it nests into itself. So take off that BPA-free lid and set that aside for now. You just unattach the cup and start to take off the actual burner from the fuel. So just get that off really quickly. Once you've got that off, you wanna fold in the nozzle, the fuel, adjuster. And you can use your soft cloth that I mentioned before to kind of protect that burner head, and then just slide that in upside down. Again, you can nest a 4-ounce fuel canister with the system, but they are sold separately, so we're gonna not include that today. And take your canister stand off of your canister, fold it down, and it will sit right on top of the rest of the contents. Once you've got everything in there, you can throw that plastic lid back on, and then the measuring cup just slides right onto the bottom. So you've got a nice, compact, and lightweight system that is gonna stand up to all those conditions, pack really easily, and just be really good companion for when you're out in the backcountry. So there you have it, weighing in at just 15.5 ounces without the canister. It's the MSR WindBurner stove system, a good, reliable option for nasty weather conditions in the backcountry.